Did it tell you we're going live?
No.
All right, we're up. Okay, so let me let everybody know. Please share with everybody. All right, we're live.
I got it up on my computer so I can see the YouTube.
Okay. Yeah.
Since I'm still banned.
Oh, I got to make your video.
I'm still busy.
I got to finish your video. It's been so much, man. All right, so we are live on YouTube. What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? I hope that everybody can see this video. This is Dave, Jose, and Josh Barnett live. I want you guys to share this with everybody across the globe. We got some super fire going on today. Yes, when I say super fire, I mean super fire. Guys, we are getting ready to show you how we are coming together to deal with 2020. And make sure this gets out. Everybody get it shared. Josh, can you see people watching on your side?
Yeah, they're coming up. We got 10 right now.
Yeah, mine's saying 6. Okay, now I just jumped. Okay, everybody. So once again, it's Dave, Jose, and Josh Barnett live. Let me know if y'all can hear us. We're getting ready to drop some real smoke to you guys, some heavy duty fire, some real deal Holyfield stuff. We are going to do the unthinkable, the unbelievable. And it's going to be beautiful, y'all. I promise y'all. Everybody, let me know if you guys can see. Let me know if you can hear well. We here with Dave, Jose, and Josh Barnett. Please get this shared out to all my Telegram groups. Get it shared out to all your groups. A lot of people want to realize what it is that we need to do to fight and stand, where you're about to find out. We're dropping some serious fire that is going to be unheard of. Brand new hot fire that will definitely shake the nation. You guys will be among the first to do this. And we have had everything happen perfectly in order to be able to get this stuff out. And so I want you guys to make sure, like I said, that you share this with everybody so we can get this thing rocking and rolling. We are getting ready to take the nation by storm. Most people have figured that there's nothing that could be done. Many have given up. That's 180 degrees, the opposite of what we're doing. We're getting ready to turn it up and bring that smoke. So please make sure that you share it.
I'm excited to be here on YouTube. I got banned again, so I don't know how many more days. I think I might have till the end of the week, and I can get back on. But I got one more strike, and I'm out. So catch me on Rumble if that happens. It's too funny, man. CommieTube is real.
People are crazy with how they try to get rid of people.
So dumb.
Okay, so I got it shared all out. I'm gonna give it a couple of seconds so everybody can get on. I know a lot of people have been thinking about this issue. They've been concerned about it. So I want to hook it up so everybody can be on. Josh, you got anything you want to say to start us out? Kind of let people know what we thinking about, what we rolling with.
No, man, I'm excited about this because this whole thing is super important. It's probably guys, you know how it is. Everything that we do is important because all this injustices that we're seeing, across the country are this is unprecedented. Like this kind of stuff has never happened before, and there's so many things that we can attack at any given day, or any given time. And this is just one of those other huge things that we got to take care of and we need to address by the thousands. And you're going to see when you read this that we know how many problems we have in this country, from administrative courts to the elections to the open border. You know, I mean, there's so many things that we need to address. But this to us is right now, we feel is the most important thing that we can address right now that we haven't touched on directly up to this point. So I think you're going to really enjoy it. When you read it, you're going to understand the logic behind it and where it's coming from. And all the people that have been on here too, I've been following, reading, and studying, and doing the webinars and learning, are going to catch it real quick, and you're going to get excited, because this is what needs to be taught to these legislators or any government official for that matter. That they need to understand what these principles are and how they're applicable to what's happening right now.
Yep, that's right, guys. So what we're getting ready to do is we're going to show you guys how to stand up against what's wrong, where people are not using the constitutional principles to follow what it is that is just and righteous when it comes to 2020. So we're going to first deal with 2020. We are going to show you how to set it up so that everybody who fails to hold on to the pieces of paper that we are concerned about, that they're going to be in a bad position, right? So we're getting ready to hold people accountable to the 10th power. We are starting all over. If you ever wanted justice from 2020, if you ever wanted to stand up and stop bad actors from doing the things that are wrong, this is your day. This is your time. A lot of you guys say, how do we fix this? How are we going to deal with it? See, a lot of you guys have witnessed people come in who didn't have our best interests at heart, right? Some of y'all didn't know at first, but now you recognize that some people wanted to do what they wanted to do. They weren't concerned what happened to us on November 3rd. They wanted to kind of sway the way things went. So now what we're doing is we're going to go ahead and really deal with this situation and end the drama for good. And the way we're going to do that is to make everybody accountable for what has happened, because there's many things that went on that we didn't know at first. So after greater consideration, we came together and we started to see that there were problems that was going on that people got arrested for, is documented by the sheriff in Wisconsin. There's statutes that weren't followed in all the states. There's, people changing election stuff. Well, all of these things are issues that are not following the law. So to not follow the law as a government official is a crime, right? It is against the law when you don't follow the law. And for a long time, these people have been allowed to just do what the heck they want to do. So it's been difficult. But what we are going to do today is we are going to take you guys to the new notice that we have to drop that fire. Yes, serious smoke on all of those who had something to do with the 2020 situation. We are going to start over and push them to do those things which are necessary to make sure that our property is preserved. You're going to see in the notice, I'm going to not hold it back from you guys any longer. I'm going to go ahead and read it. And I want you guys to share this everywhere. This is the most important work that we could do in the nation right now. We know that people did wrong. I'm going to pray first. Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for giving us an opportunity to correct our servants. Thank you for giving us wisdom to know that we can. Father, we ask that you bless all the people who are hearing this and all that will hear it, and that you let us come together and put a stop to this wickedness. Father, let us all get out and do notices in our areas and to Congress, Father, federally, to let them know that we are not having the foolishness of them doing wrong, thinking that they will not be held accountable. Father, we ask that you bless this work, Father, and that you go before us in your spirit before us to give us victories. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, y'all. So we gonna go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes. It's gonna get good. There you go. Tomatoes, potatoes. All right. Everybody let me know if y'all can see my screen. Josh, did my screen pop up for you?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're good.
Big Modern Hunter in the house. All right. So let me see. Okay, good. It popped up. Okay, guys. So this is the notice of the people's right to declare actions void by supreme authority. So what we are doing here at the top, you see to and from is going to be you. We are going to send this to our legislative body members. We are going to send this to federal Congress. We're going to try to get a job form set up with it, but we also want to mail some of these guys. This is the most important work that we could ever do. So please don't be funny about sending these things out. Notice of the people's right to declare actions void by supreme authority. I, me, right, my name, one of the people of the 50 American states, Republican informed, do provide you with this notice that you and your agents may provide due care as the servants and trustees of the people. So we start out by telling them who we are, and we let them know that they have duties to us as trustees and servants, and we want them to provide due care to us. Please take notice that Virginia Constitution, created by our forefathers who so brilliantly and courageously ended the ties and bands to a tyrannical king, taught us the people's responsibility in dealing with government who happens to function as our trustees. So the government works as trustees for us. They're only here to serve us. They have to follow us. It is not the other way around. Watch this. They also taught us our inherent powers over them in a Republican form of government. See evidence below. So guys, every state that tells us of these powers and rights, guys, it applies. Your rights apply no matter what state you're in if you're in a Republican form of government. Okay. So if you're in any of the 50 states, your rights are the same. We created the federal government as the people, guys. You still have these rights. When the people create government, the people can remove. Okay. The government comes from us. We don't come from the government. Virginia Constitution, Bill of Rights, text of section 1, people, the source of power. That all power is vested in and consequently derived from the people. That magistrates, the government workers, are their trustees and servants, and at all times amenable to them. We ain't got to wait for years, guys, to correct this. Now, let's see. Virginia government. Virginia Constitution, Bill of Rights, text section 3. That government is or ought to be instituted for the common benefit, protection, and security of the people, nation, or community. Now, notice this is talking about the people, nation, or community. This is not talking about Virginia alone. This is talking about the people, nation, or community. Of all the various modes and forms of government that is best, which is capable of producing the greatest degree of happiness and safety, and is most effectually secured against the danger of maladministration. Now, we know that them not following the laws is simply maladministration. If they did not follow what they were told they needed to do, it's maladministration. Maladministration is not the threshold that we need to have in order to remove bad government. It said secured against the danger of maladministration. So if they are even in the danger of maladministration, they have went too far. But let's go. It gets deeper. And whenever any, not just Virginia, government shall be found inadequate or contrary to these purposes. What purposes? Doing good administration, making sure you're happy and safe. They're not making sure the people are happy. They're not making sure the people are safe. They are interfering with commerce, blocking food and materials from coming in over the border. They're blocking computer chips from coming in. They're stopping people's businesses. They're trying to shut down everything with OSHA, shutting down everything with the Fed while they're making money to do it. So what's happening is these people are interfering with the lives of the people, and it cannot happen. So let's go. I think somebody actually fixed this already. I think I just got a copy that's not edited correctly. I might have gotten the one that I did already. It is what it is. We'll get it fixed. Let's not worry about typos. We'll get it done. And whenever any government shall be found inadequate or contrary to these purposes, a majority of the community hath an indubitable, inalienable, and indefeasible right to reform, alter, or abolish it in such manner as shall be judged most conducive to the public will. Now, guys, notice. Everybody share this and get this out there. This is super important. It's okay, life's a trip. I'm just saying so everybody stay focused. I know you always on it and on top of things, but I might have grabbed the wrong one. But I want everybody to focus and get this out there because this is the most important action step we are going to take. It is going to get everybody caught up who is doing wrong. And if they try to ignore this, guys, this is going to be evidence that'll get them prosecuted. So let's pay close attention. Let's get ready because I need all you guys. You guys are the soldiers and the monsters that's been tearing stuff down all across the nation. Y'all got more power than you could ever imagine. And so I need all you guys focus on getting the word out because you guys are the hub and are the center of the change of this nation. And you guys have rocked this nation. So we got to move together precisely at the same time and blow this out of the water. Now, whenever any government causes a lack of happiness, oh, I'm sorry, let me go back up. Please take notice that this text states that the government is, in general, as displayed in the terms people, nation, or community, as well as the various types, instituted by the people. Whenever government causes a lack of happiness and safety or is found to be in maladministration, the people have a right? This is your guaranteed right, y'all. Nobody can take this away. Nobody can argue it. That's what indubitable means. Indubitable means it can't even be questioned. Is that evident? So when you say we got the power to knock this down and start over, nobody has the power to stop you, okay? This is what our forefathers said. This is what you must know and stand on. The people have a right to reform, alter, and abolish it in ways that are conducive to the public good. Please take notice that it does not matter what Republican state you find yourself in. The people created constitutions, and the decree of the people, even in the fundamental maxims of law, is to be the supreme power as the voice of the people and representing the authority which comes from God. See evidence below. Maxim. Now, maxims, guys, are universally accepted truths, right? Courts accept them. They are known to be legit. Maxim. All political power is inherent in the people by decree of God. Thus, none can exist except it be derived from them. American maxim. Guys, I want y'all to realize, if somebody in government says they have the power to neglect what the people say, or the power to ignore you, or the power to not do something, or the power to do something that's not in the Constitution, it is a lie. The only thing they have the power to do is what is derived from us in the written Constitution. That's it. Okay? So get ready. Please take notice that any acts done by election officials that were invalid and not following prescribed form. What's prescribed form? When you got procedures that you say you have to follow, or statute that you say you have to follow, or constitutional procedures that you have to follow, watch what it says here. Procedure or law are void and never were established to begin with. So notice the argument we're making, guys. We're not arguing that we're trying to prove fraud to overturn this 2020. We are not proving fraud. We are showing that there has been proven maladministration. They did not follow the right form. They did not follow the right law. They did not follow the right form as in procedure, right? They didn't do what was in the procedure manuals. They didn't do what was in the law. Therefore, it never existed. See, attorneys for a while have been trying to trick y'all. And what they say is, listen, nobody has enough proof of fraud to turn things over. Well, first of all, we're not having an argument about fraud. We're having an argument about maladministration, people not following the laws that are on the books to be administered already. Boom, done. The law said I can alter, reform, or abolish government when they are in maladministration, not just maladministration, but the danger of. Now, if all these people are using ballot boxes that's not legitimate, they're using things outside of the statute, asking each other to get rid of stuff like Tara said, erasing stuff, right? They have done things that are not lawful. They didn't turn in the ballots to the right places. They were running their own system, their own process. It's invalidated from the get-go. Let's see, maxim. Things invalid from the beginning cannot be made valid by subsequent acts. So when they try to lie and say, well, you know what? You gave it to the Electoral College And even though even though it was fraud in it, you should have fixed it then, because once you give it to the Electoral College, now it's justified, certified, legitimized, and all this bull crap. Listen, when you have things that did not follow form, they are invalid from the beginning, right? Things that are invalid from the beginning cannot be made valid by a subsequent act. Now, they are void. Maxim, void things are no things. Now watch what I say, because they try to say, well, it's too late. It's too late. Watch this. Please take notice that the lapse of time since a wrong happened does not bar the people from consulting together and correcting the issue. Maxim, lapse of time does not bar the Commonwealth. Okay? They ain't running. Look at this one. Please take notice that all government servants are bound to keep the law as written, as the people created the government by the law. Maxim, the government is to be subject to the law, for the law made the government. If we make your whole office and everything you got to do in the dang Constitution and in the statute, your behind don't get to do things your own way and then still say account. So the trick, guys, is not to prove fraud. That's what these attorneys and clowns have us trying to do. They say prove fraud and then prove we can decertify. First of all, the word decertify ain't in the Constitution nowhere. But I tell you what, alter, abolish, and reform is in the Constitution. And in the maxims of law, nullifying is in the law, right? Void things are in the law. Invalidated things are in the law. I don't have to prove to you fraud. I don't have to say the word decertify. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to, because we don't have to decertify. It was never certified. It was invalidated from the beginning. And we can see that it was because they didn't follow form. And when you do not follow form, you destroy your whole process. Now, people are going to say, Dave, come on, prove that. Okay, easy. I'll prove it. Please take notice that as one of the people, I am not deceived about talk of fraud or how much fraud is necessary to prove that an act is invalid. The truth lies in the fact that actions done by government that do not follow authority granted are all null and void. Please see evidence below. Here it is. Get ready, y'all. This is going to be heavier than anything you ever seen before. Watch this. Where the law prescribes a form, the non-observance of it is fatal to the proceeding, and the whole becomes a nullity. See, guys, there was never a situation where they had the right to certify anything when they didn't follow form. They didn't follow the law. They didn't follow procedure. They didn't follow statute. Game over. There was never a validated 2020. When they got ballots coming in on the wrong paper and they counted those, it was not according to form. It is all invalidated. It never happened. It was void from the beginning. No amount of subsequent acts or time can correct the invalidated things that happen. Now, watch this. And notice, guys, we set this up from 2020 talking about maladministration. We never said we were going to prove fraud. We didn't need to. And the very fact that they're ignoring us now when we tell them we need to check it is more maladministration, which shows that they're acting in wrong and everything they do after that is invalidated. And they're bound by everything they did. Now, watch this. Please take notice that while the people's servants have spent much time attempting to declare the people's work as essential or not, the servants should have been paying attention to their grants of authority, law, and procedure that dealt with elections. Form, which is essential, was ignored in many states and thus harmed the product of the 2020 election. See evidence below. Maxim. Legal form is essential form. Leanne, not only does fraud vitiate everything, not following the law or form, not following the law is crime. Crime vitiates everything too. So we don't have to prove fraud to vitiate it. All we have to do is show that there was things not followed, which they all agreed to and people got arrested for already. So they didn't follow the legal form. They admitted, well, we changed election law because of COVID. Well, you didn't have the right to do that. Well, we use these voter machines. Well, Pennsylvania court already said that it was unconstitutional. Well, guess what that means? When it was used in your dang election, that was unconstitutional in 2020. Game over, player. Stop playing. Your form wasn't correct. You didn't follow the Constitution, the statute, the law, the procedure. Your games are over. Watch this. Now, the government officials don't want to jump in at times and say that this was wrong, right? But they will say we'll arrest people. They will say that they didn't follow form and we're doing an investigation. But watch this. Please take notice that acting as a government servant for the people and failing to hold those accountable who obviously ignored form and procedure. See, I ain't running over fraud because I got to prove fraud. And if you're going to prove fraud, you need to show where the fraud was, who did it, how they did it, in order to say you have a case. If there was maladministration and we know that people were pulling ballots out of the up under tables, we know that people were doing scams with a whole bunch of ballots, or they had military ballots on the wrong size piece of paper, couldn't even be the right thing. It went out 8.5 by 17, came back 8.5 by 11. I mean, like, it was almost like crackheads cut the paper off the bottom and smoked joints with or something. I don't know, but that's maladministration, not following form, not following procedure. Don't let these people trick you into arguing fraud. This is why we never argue fraud. When people were pissed at Karen Fan and all them saying, oh, they didn't say fraud, it could have been stronger, it could have been better. No, it couldn't, because we knew which way we were going to go from day one. And the more they try to cover this up, y'all, the more they're in maladministration, we can get them put in prison. And guess what? The more that you guys, as powerful teachers and fighters that you have become, we got to slow down and give y'all give yourselves a pat on the back. You really need to stop. And you really need to give yourself a pat on the back. For most of you guys who've been here, you know, GA Patriot, Melly Mel, you know, Leanne, shucks, there's so many of y'all, Brandon, freaking Rico, right? All you guys who have been celestial all around the country, taking action, kicking butt, sharing this stuff, investing in your wisdom. You guys know exactly what we're talking about here. You understand clearly, and y'all know where we've been setting things up for them to fall. Y'all know that this is how we got the Arizona situation set up. Now, the thing is, guys, if we want to prove fraud, we have to show who did the fraud, where they did it, and be witnesses. When we stand up against the danger of maladministration, we're just saying we don't want the nation to fall apart into maladministration as it is now. They're letting people run through the border. They're letting crazy stuff happen. The law never said, heck yeah, we can't forget Carla. Carla's that beast. She's taking care of a ton of stuff. Made a lot of stuff happen in Wisconsin. Now, guys, we got to understand, if we fool around and let these people get off talking about fraud because we can't point at it, you can never have a case. You can never have a case if you push people to run into a situation where you have to tell where they've done wrong and you haven't seen it. But that's not necessary when you own the government, y'all. We own the government. It serves us, right? So they've been trying to say, well, look, we don't want to blame people for stuff we don't know exactly who did it. Okay, well, we don't give a freak. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about what we're going to do to deal with the situation, and then we'll find out who did it, right? Watch this. Please take notice that acting as a government servant for the people and then failing to hold those accountable who obviously ignore form and procedure against any trust indenture the Constitution, statute, or law created by the people or their legislatures is unacceptable and is in fact an act approving the behavior of those who have done wrong. Now, here's the maxim that proves that. He who does not blame approves. So if the government officials gonna sit there, know that people did wrong, say, yeah, well, we know that they didn't turn in this, they didn't do that. Okay, well, if you don't blame them and take action, you agree with what they did. We ain't got time to be playing in the middle. We're going to freaking take action or we're not going to take action. We going to deal with those bad actors as government officials, or sorry, government officials who won't deal with the bad actors, we're going to blame you because you don't get to sit in our seats, make money off of our offices, and know that people went into maladministration, didn't follow procedure, and then act like you're going to just ignore it. You can choose to be in a seat or you don't have to be. And guys, as y'all show people the truth, a wave of fire goes across the nation. Y'all have seen it happen. Y'all killed the UAW mandates. Y'all killed the OSHA mandates. Y'all killed the federal case in Texas, dropped affidavits in there like freaking bosses. You guys have knocked down mandates all over the place, got people out of hospitals, got kids back, did all types of stuff. Y'all have went wild with the truth and the law. So when y'all come at people this time, all you guys who got all your YouTube channels open and all this stuff, you guys can share a message that's going to sweep across the nation. And that's right, GA Patriot. If we tell you to investigate them and you won't, your anus is part of the problem. And we're going to prove it. Watch this. Please take notice that the claims of servants that no court, judge, or attorneys will allow the people to enforce the law, which is their right, does not and will not bar the people from following, upholding, and standing on the law. Furthermore, the law is not changed because a group of actors in government seats decide they will team up and block the ability to enforce. As one of the people, I therefore reserve my right to bring any public servant or actor before a grand jury with no limitations on time to prosecute together with the people all acts of failure of government servants who wish to block the people's authority, because the law is not changed by the failure to enforce. Let's see if that's true. Maxim. Failure to enforce the law does not change it. See, all these dumb attorneys who say, well, no judge is going to do what you say. Okay, well, we're not enforcing that right now. I mean, it used to be that way, but we ain't doing it no more. Listen, just because y'all choose as a group of players to come in and try to block the people from handling their business does not mean that your anus is getting away. So you can think that you're going to hide stuff for a couple of months and whatever. If your anus ain't in office until you die, you're going to have a big problem because the people are going to take the power back. Just like they did in Maricopa with the whole audit we did there. People thought it would never happen. It ain't going to be easy, but God gave us a soldier who wanted to stand up and listen to the people, and it happened. So the thing is, what we're showing as maladministration now, when you blatantly ignore us and we're sending you in these thousands of notices, guys, it's going to stand as treason. It is going to be treason. Screw how they cheated in the election. When your anus hear the people saying, withhold our property, don't throw it in the trash, you better not touch it. Do not touch our property. It belongs to us. I don't give a freak what a federal statute says. You can destroy something after so long. No, you go hold on to it because we going to find out who did wrong. If your anus throw it away, that's a direct challenge against the will and the power of the people. Your anus will be in trouble for treason. And I guarantee you we got more than 2 witnesses, because 1,000 ain't going to be nothing to send out because the people are ready to fight and they want something to do. Let's keep reading. Please take further notice that it is realized that not only does fraud vitiate everything, but crime also vitiates all things that spring from it. Maxim. Crime vitiate everything which springs from it. So this goes to show, guys, when they do a crime by not following the statute, the government officials are acting in their own private capacity. They're not acting with any power of the people. Therefore, their acts are nullified. They never existed. So when they did the election wrong, they lost the election for everybody. Trump didn't win. The other side didn't win. Everybody is nullified. And now we gonna freaking deal with the real freaking situation. Let's read. Please take further notice that the people have all political power in a Republican form of government. All government servants swore to uphold the constitutions in all 50 states, and the power retained by any servant in any state cannot be greater than that of the people by which it is derived. So when we come at them, our power is always greater. Now I'm going to prove it. Maxim, the derivative power cannot be greater than the original from which it is derived. So if the people created the constitutions, the people had the power to create a government, our power is higher than theirs, period. Now, the reason they've been getting away is that the people did not know this. But because of you guys, by God, the people are going to know this really, 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 really fast. Let's go. Please take further notice that the people have all political power, have consulted together for their common good, and are now coming together with the following demands orders, and wishes by right as the supreme power. We're higher than them. Watch this. Maxim. Now, this is what they don't want y'all to know. Catch this. In the presence of the superior power, which we prove all power came from us, right? I want y'all to understand this logic, because y'all gonna deal with them, and y'all, we don't go under genocide and stuff like that. We keep it really simple, my friend. Autonomous collective. But notice what it says. In the presence of the superior power, the inferior power ceases. The less authority is merged into the greater. So when we come to the legislature and they want to tell us, well, it's nothing we can do. Our hands are tied. Nobody can do anything. We just got to wait 4 years. No. You might say that you're too weak to do something, but then you need to get out of the people's way because we are the superior power. Move your little anus aside, get the freak out the way, because we'll do the audits in every state. We'll do it. And we're going to. Watch this. Declared issues with public servants not following trust indenture, the Constitution's, state law, and election procedure. Now, guys, some of you are going to understand. You're going to say, David, I don't understand. What are you saying here, David? Why are you just telling things that are wrong? Josh, why are you just telling things that are wrong? Guys, remember the Declaration of Independence. The Declaration of Independence listed the things that the government officials were doing wrong and giving them notice of why we're about to have a separation. We're about to divorce you, right? Guys, we have the same power to institute and separate from bad government, period. Watch this. So we got declared issues. So what we're doing is making statements of some issues that we got, and we're letting them know this is why we're tripping. So if y'all don't want to fix this real fast, it's going to be record out there of all the things that happened and how we gave you warning first. So watch this. Michigan, military ballots arrived as Xerox copies on 8.5 by 11-inch paper, therefore not an official ballot. I think it's supposed to be on 8.5 by 17. Though counted as such. Multiple irregularities brought to court but not heard due to intimidation by the Bar Association. Cases of fraudulent use of absentee ballots. 130,000 ballots dumped into the voting system at 4:30 a.m. Poll observers were restricted from watching ballots be tallied in some precincts. Reports that Dominion voting system machines are designed to create systemic fraud, according to a Michigan judge. Arizona, ballots and equipment were not turned over to proper authority, according to Senate subpoena. County Board of Supervisors accepted money from Facebook-related entities. Military ballots arrived Xerox copies, wrong size. Though counted as such, did not follow chain of custody requirements. Ballots missing, lot numbers inaccurate, many not sealed appropriately, boxes not labeled appropriately. Canvassing demonstrated thousands of voter registration discrepancies. Official audits results dimmed over 20 state statutes violated. Use of incorrect quality paper and Sharpies instead of appropriate pens. Additional ballots dumped into voting system during the night. Georgia, Dominion Suite 5.5A. Certification was invalid the moment the contract was signed, having expired on February 24, 2017 and not renewed. Judge ruling on Curling versus Raffspringer, addressing the Dominion voting system as illegal. Professor J. Alex Calderman, expert rebuttal affidavit in response to Curling versus Raffensperger. Secure absentee ballot drop boxes effective June 9, 2020, resulting in reporting of suspected ballot harvesting across the state. Georgia received 47 grants from Zuckerberg Foundation Center for Technical and Civic Life, totaling 44 million. Jesus, paid 618,952 without full accounting of what and how these funds were used specifically during the election cycles. Military ballots, Xeroxed, and the same bull. Pennsylvania, criminal conviction for altering the vote count, loss of 300,000 ballots and transfer from one location to another. Court found a 2-year-old mail-in voting law violated the state's constitution. Poll observers were restricted from watching ballots and tallied in some precincts. The Capitol was overwhelmed with calls and emails and messages from constituents who are confused, outraged about circumstances surrounding this election. Over 200,000 votes cast, then registered voters. Over 8,000 votes by voters who died before the election. Over 14,000 votes cast by people not living in the state. 800,000 names on the voting rolls in 3 Pennsylvania counties were questioned in a lawsuit by conservative watchdog group Judicial Watch in the House. New Hampshire, multiple criminal convictions. See, guys, crime, criminal convictions. The criminal convictions in themselves show that they didn't follow what they were supposed to. On top of that, when government officials don't follow statute, they're not following form, procedure. When they don't follow their procedural manuals, they're not following form. When they don't follow law, they're not following form. When they don't follow the Constitution, they're not following law. There we go. Investigations in many uncounted absentee ballots, large discrepancies between machines and hand counts, undercount by over 6%. After one woman canvassing 1,100 voters, door to door, the majority indicated desire for an audit using Joe Biden HUD and Pulitzer method, opposing the assumptions of elected servants. The government officials intend to use the voting machines again, questionable voter registration laws. Okay, maladministration or the danger. We don't have to wait until the dumb government officials decide to throw our nation into the tank and make us Venezuela. All we got to do is say, look, guys, this is putting us in danger of maladministration, this stupid stuff y'all have done and are doing. Therefore, we're altering and abolishing, period. We don't need no fraud. I'm sorry. We don't need any fraud, right? Wisconsin, drop boxes, March 31st, 2020, Trump versus Biden, Wisconsin Supreme Court just revealed that the Elections Commission's infringed Wisconsin statutes. Elections Commission voted on upgrades on Dominion voting machines with no reassurance of protecting the data from 2020 election and older machines, even though it was revealed the upgrades do erase log files kept on the machines and hard drives. Legislative Audit Bureau identified 44,272 voters that did not provide proper voter identification in the 2020 general election, revealing massive increase of disabled voters from 4,505 in 2019 to 169,901 in 2020. Election Commission prevented the deployment of voting deputies to care facilities, knowingly and willfully directed all 72 county clerks to violate Wisconsin statute. See, that's easy. We ain't got to prove fraud. All we got to do is show, hey, it's maladministration. Nobody can fight this, y'all. It will not happen. Their anus is done. Care facilities and retirement homes intentionally and unlawfully violating election laws. Please take notice that it is my demand. I'm not asking you. So if you want to fight this, you're going against the people, because if one man or woman should ask for an audit, it should be done. One man or woman. So it don't matter if everybody does it. It don't matter if half the people do it. If people demand for an audit, they are to do it. But now they're in more trouble because we understand that they've done maladministration. We ain't arguing fraud. We ain't arguing how much fraud. We ain't arguing who, if we can prove who did it. We're saying you got us in a danger of maladministration or maladministration, and that junk is over with. It's game over because y'all didn't follow the law. We're gonna show you where you didn't follow it. Y'all can go look it up. It's there, and your anus is done. We ain't playing no more. Watch this. It is my demand, order, and wish as one of the people that all government actors immediately act to preserve all ballots of the 2020 election. Now, you think it's bad that somebody cheated? Not a big deal. Move them freaking ballots if you want to, or destroy them, and we gonna hold you accountable like there's no tomorrow. It's gonna be the greatest trespass ever against the people. We gonna look at you like you ate our kids, like Mike Tyson, right? I'll eat the kids. Yeah, that's what we gonna look at you like. If you touch these freaking ballots and try to get rid of them, your anus is in trouble, right? We ain't playing no longer, right? Without it, look, watch this. Immediately act to preserve all ballots of the 2020 election without exception. I don't want no excuses. And place them in a safe place with appropriate chain of custody protections to be digitally scanned and stored for full forensic examination using the technology of Joe Biden HUD and Pulitzer. Now, for all y'all who don't know, Professor Clemens and Dummy Frank and, Bowtie Boy and their little clique and their little groups came to try to destroy everything we did. We need Jovan's material, right? Jovan's system works. It tells what we need to know forensically for future prosecutions. They ain't gonna hold the grand juries forever. We gonna get them back, and their anus is going to prison. And this is gonna help them to see it doesn't matter if you got 2 more, 3 more years, or you think you can cover stuff up. We still coming. We got all the evidence, and you are not getting away. It ain't happening. Let's keep going. Watch this. Furthermore, it is my wish, demand, and order. We are telling y'all what to do. We are the superior power, period. That all entities, persons, and people hired by the people or those who volunteer for the people or their representatives to do any audit, count, recount, or examination to be barred from attack by any bar association attorney, courts, or any bar association connected entities. What are we doing here? We understand that the courts tried to block everybody from being able to get audits. We understand that they want to go after them after the fact. They want to try to get people in trouble, charge them with tens of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, whatever they could do to intimidate people. We're letting them know, don't use our courts to bring any issues against anybody who's doing audit for the people. This is our courts. We are sick of y'all with y'all partisan bullcrap coming with your snaky attorneys trying to arrest people or sue people or threaten people who want to check on our own business. The Bar Association ain't got no contract with the people. They are not in the midst of our businesses, our business. Our state servants work for us. They are not to have these dumb bar attorneys in the way telling us what we cannot do. We ain't got to run everything by these old dusty freaking tie-wearing clowns. We're letting them know, y'all don't use our courts for this bull crap. If you a bar associated judge and you want to go after somebody, sit your anus in the corner. If you want to freaking use our courts, sit your anus in the corner. And if you're in the bar association and you want to go after people who are doing audits, now you're going against the people because the people are tired of playing with you. The people wish to have their business checked on, and it is our right. I have seen nowhere in any constitution where it says the bar association has the right to tell the government officials what to do and ignore the people. Those days are over with and done. We know too much. We understand too clearly, and we ain't having it. Okay. Now, in all Republican states, the people have the power to consult for the common good and to direct or instruct their servants and representatives. Therefore, by right, no one may interfere with the people's will of auditing their own government servants and their procedures. It has been commonly reported that the Bar Association nationwide have attacked anyone who chose to assist the people in getting audits. The Bar Association kept their promise as seen in the gross displays of will to use the people's courts as political tools of destruction. This could be seen in the case of the Michigan courts attacking a multitude of attorneys who helped make cases to attempt to get audits. A further example is Rudy Giuliani, who lost his license for his part in trying to audit the people's elections. It is more than questionable that the Bar Association, an unauthorized private entity with its own goals, has somehow found its way into the people's legislative bodies, the courts, and the executive branch. There are extreme conflicts of interest as they are barring the people from directing their servants, which is the people's right. We got a right to direct our servants, guys. And these clowns have been in the way, and we ain't having it no more, right? We ain't having it no more. No more. All right, let's keep it going. Please respond to this notice by affidavit sworn under the penalty of perjury, proof from the Constitution of your state and the United States that shows you have the authority to block the people's authority to regulate their internal governments or to look into the actions of their servants regarding public offices. And if you fail to do so within 10 days and fail to take decisive action immediately to preserve the ballots in the above mentioned form, you agree that you are knowingly, maliciously attacking the power of the people and the Constitution you swore an oath to uphold. Furthermore, you agree that you are purposely trespassing against the people's will. The people with full intent. So we're letting them know, if you decide to not do what we said do, you are purposely transgressing against the people. You're trespassing against the people with full knowledge, full intent. They know what they are doing. Now, guys, they've never heard this from the point of maladministration. The attorneys have prepared them to deal with fraud only because they know fraud has to be proven. They know Mike Lindell don't know who the heck committed fraud. Mike Lindell might have seen some stuff, but he don't know who did it, what time they did it, from what computer, right? He can't show who, what, when, where, how. He can probably show some things that happened that they saw on the screen, but that's not actual evidence of who did it. And you can't go to the courts and say somebody committed fraud, which means that you got harmed and you're promising that happened.
Hey, David, we lost you. He's gonna pop. He's gonna pop back on here, guys. Let's just give him a minute, and we can kind of go from there. I know. I hope this is making sense. I hope this is kind of coming together for you. You know, the combination of the maxims with the actual Constitution itself. And does this make sense so far to everybody out there? Hopefully this makes sense. Okay. I know there's a delay, so that's why I'm waiting. Once again, guys, this all comes down to authority. Where does the authority come from? We talk about it all the time the last couple of years. It's all about granted authority. And we all know that the ultimate authority is the people. And, you know, when David says, you further agree by not following the terms indicated above, failure to follow the law, or showing where you have authority to infringe upon the above mentioned rights. To have this notice be used as evidence against you before any grand jury or court of law. It is my wish that you'll do which is necessary to secure the people's property and rights, and send this notice. And I send this notice in peace and love. Now, again, even in that last bit of this notice, you see that, you know, pointing out that show us where you have authority to infringe upon our rights that have been mentioned above in the notice. I have yet, out of all the notices and all the affidavits and everything that we've done over the last, you know, year and a half, anybody rebut anything we've said. It hasn't happened. And I know a lot of our people out there that have been using notices and affidavits in various states across the country have had the same thing happen. They don't rebut you because they can't. They cannot rebut what you're saying because you're literally citing the Constitution or the Bills of Rights or the Declaration of Rights, wherever you're at. You're citing it to them. They cannot say anything against it. And I don't know anybody who has been rebutted. And you know, that's why I'm excited about this particular notice. One, it's about obviously a very important topic. But again, we're kind of pushing the needle to these elected servants and trustees, to us, that we're demanding certain things based on our rights. We're not just bitching and complaining about it. We're showing you that we have constitutional authority to have this done, and we expect it to be done. And if you don't do it, you are purposely and maliciously infringing upon our rights. Does that make sense, everybody? I'll give it a second here. I know it's about a 10-second delay or so. Hopefully this all makes sense. All right. Yeah, guys, and I've been telling you before, you know, my goal when I get on the inside in the house is to fight for the people like they've never been fought for before. You know, the people. There are a handful of Republicans that have been fighting for the people from a constitutional standpoint, but I don't feel they've been fighting from a constitution from the level that I will be fighting for the people. I don't think they've ever had somebody fight from this angle, you know, from this, the way we do things. You know, we do things a little different outside the box from a traditional constitutional attorney telling us what to do or what to say or what the law means or what the Constitution, how it's interpreted. And, you know, even the great ones like that, people that I really like and enjoy, like Thomas Massey, extremely constitutional. Paul Gosar, extremely constitutional. Andy Biggs, non-biased. I had to name my two Arizona people. But I feel that I can bring something different to the table than what's already in D.C. or in the House. And not only that, you all are going to be an extension of me. Because although I represent my constituents in Arizona, you know, it's a federal position. So truly I represent everybody in this country. And I think the combination of the efforts that I can make from the inside with your guys' efforts from the outside and having, you know, when I have David Jose on speed dial, it's going to be, you know, it's going to be hell to pay for the Democrats. I'll tell you that much, or any rhino that wants to get in the way, because, you know, I can hand deliver these notices and affidavits directly to AOC, Ilhan Omar, the squad, right? Nancy Pelosi, and all these other clowns in office. I can hand deliver it to them, and I can do it live, right off of Facebook, right off of Twitter, right off of Reddit, whatever one I want to use, and you all can see firsthand this information being delivered to them. So let's see what AOC does when I hand deliver a notice or affidavit to her from a colleague and have her not respond. Let's see what happens. It'll be a lot different when one of her colleagues or another member of the House delivers this information to her directly and hands it to her in her own office. See, this is what I mean, guys, how I want to fight from the inside for the people, and you guys do your thing like we've been doing from the outside, and that combination is going to help us save our republic. I really believe it will. Now, AOC won't understand. She'd have to pass it on to her attorneys. But she's smart enough to figure it out, guys. The way we write this, you know how it is. We write this stuff so that anybody can read it and digest it and understand it. So even AOC, if she sat down and read this notice, would understand what we're saying. We make it clear as day. Well, my chief of staff's Hispanic, so she's gonna have a hard time screaming racism. So she'll probably try because everything's racist, right? If you're a Democrat, everybody's racist. Let me see here, guys. Yeah, AOC understanding liquor form. I think that's Nancy Pelosi. Let's see. Yeah, guys, so I'm going to hop off here. I know David, he had some technical issues earlier today. We were going to hop on a little bit earlier. I know he had some issues. So I just wanted to kind of throw my 2 cents here at the end. I hope it makes sense. I hope you understand this notice. We're going to get it out. We're going to have it on Telegram. David will post it on YouTube since I'm still banned on YouTube, I think, till the end of the week. I got one more strike, so catch me on Rumble. If I get banned on YouTube, catch me on Rumble. I got a site up right now. I need to be a little more active on it, but it's hard when you got so many different media sites and everything going on. So we will post it everywhere. Let's get it out. Let's get it rolling. And let's get them. Let's stick it to them, because these officials need to understand what they're doing and understand that they're actually going against the people and are actually, knowingly going against the people after they read this. They can't deny that any longer. So thank you guys. God bless. We'll talk to you soon, okay?